That's why I put it that way.
Let's call our meeting to order. We'll stand for the invocation and pledge the flag.
Lord, we acknowledge your presence with us tonight, and we pray for your guidance during this meeting. Give us the wisdom to work in the best interest of everyone in our community. In your name we pray. Amen.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could we have the roll call, please, again?
Becker?
Here.
Sauer?
Here.
McBain?
Here.
Schleimer?
Here.
Callender? Here. Simpson?
Here.
Langston? Lord?
Here.
Lacia?
You have a copy of the minutes of the June 17th, 2014 meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? If not, they will stand. We have a public hearing at 7:15 for the 2015 proposed tax budget, so if I run by that, let me know. Under communications, I have one. It's addressed to Mr. Lance Willard. My name is Greg Gustafson, and I am interested in filling the vacant position on the Firestone Park Board. I am 63 years old and have lived in Columbiana all my life. My wife Ann and I have two children, Terry and Brian, who also live in Columbiana. I graduated from Columbiana High School and Youngstown State University with a Bachelor of Science degree in Education. I worked for Fitzpatrick's Clothing Store for 12 years and then worked for 29.5 years at Shields Furniture and Appliances as an appliance associate. I retired from Shields in September of 2013. I am interested in being on the park board because I feel the park is one of the biggest assets the city has to offer. It has always been a beautiful place to go and relax, enjoy a sporting activity, or have a family get together. To maintain and successfully operate such a park takes good people, planning, and of course financing. Having the park's best interest at heart, I would work with current board members as well as city council to keep Firestone Park a place we can be proud of now and in the future. Thank you for considering me for this position. Greg Gustafson. That was the only letter you hear from us. Greg is a son-in-law of John Fitzpatrick, who served on our council for many years, so he's familiar with the town. Under reports, you have a copy of the Park, Recreation, and Cemetery Board meeting minutes of June 23rd and the Planning Commission meeting minutes of July 8th. Are there any comments on these two meetings? Okay, if not, we'll move on to recognition of persons desiring to appear. The first is Paul Rance from the Columbiana Chamber of Commerce regarding the Christmas parade of 2014. Mr. Rance.
Thank you, Randy Paul Rance, I'm with the Chamber of Commerce, and we'd like to have permission to have a Christmas parade, November 21st, Friday evening, and we'd also like to keep it in the evening. Last year, it was very successful, the businesses liked it, and the rest of the people liked it, so, and I think most people in town like it, so I'd like permission to have another parade.
I think it's a great idea. Folks, what do you think?
Yes.
Schwank?
Yes.
Callender?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's so hard. Paul, we want to thank you, and Jack Guy, you two seem to be the pushes on a lot of things in town. We do appreciate it.
Well, we thank you. Thank you.
You do a great job. Next on the agenda, Jan Myers from Amplify, presenting a recognition award to Keith Chamberlain. I said Jan's Jay.
I get a little water there. Thank
You've
you.
been called worse by, you've been called worse by
I've
better
been
people.
called a lot worse than that. I'm here tonight to recognize Keith Chamberlain, your former city manager, for his many years of dedication to public power. I have a letter here signed by the executive director, Jillian Thompson. I'll just read it. It says, "Dear Keith, congratulations on your election to honorary membership during the 2013 OMA General Membership Meeting. As you can see from the enclosed list of recipients, you are among a distinguished number of individuals so honored. Your contributions to municipal power in Ohio, your care of Columbiana, and your service to public power are very deserving of this recognition. As a result of this election, you have been placed on the honor roll and the mailing list for the weekly update and the amplifier. You will receive information on the AMP/OMEA conferences. You are invited to attend future member conferences, and the full registration fees will be waived as long as you're not representing a vendor. Again, congratulations on receiving this honor. If you have any questions about your honorary membership or comments about AMP or OMEA, please call me at 614-540-1111 or email me at jthompson@apartments.org. On behalf of the members, Jolene M. Thompson, Executive Director, and I have this plaque. So, and this is recognizing those whose dedication and service on behalf of the OMA and public power has been of the highest order. So, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No, come on, Frank, come on, too.
I'll just say one thing. I my first conference in 1990 as service director, and I never missed one after that. And after that first one, we found out how important it is to represent your city. It's a very good organization. I appreciated all their help in the years too. Thanks.
Keith, we're lucky to have, there's only been 3 city managers since the charter was formed, Mr. Wardingley, you, and now Lance. This town is fortunate to have had you for the years that you spent here. It was run with a lot of common sense. Thank you. Next, Courtney and Associates. Lance, I'll let you handle
Sure. Yeah, as you know, we've been working with Courtney and Associates on the rate study. We've been wanting to do that for years, and we were able to form a relationship back in August of last year, and here we are. We're at the second reading tonight for the adopting of the new rate structure as recommended by John and Scott. And with that, John, we can maybe see if anybody has any questions. So basically, we went from a flat rate structure for all one class. We've actually separated that back out and made sure that nobody's supplementing another class. So we'll have 3 classes now.
Yeah, residential, basically residential general service and the large power class, as we presented in the rate study presentation. So, just so you understand, we were already coming to Beach City, so it wasn't that much further to come here. But try to answer any questions you got regarding the rate schedules or the rates themselves or anything related to the rate study, I guess.
I have, and I'm satisfied with what was presented.
Spent a lot of time studying it, and I think it's great. You did a good job.
Were there any differences between what you presented
rates. The rates that we presented, and I think there was a separate handout that night that actually showed you side-by-side comparison, and the rates basically are the same rates that we presented as a result of the study.
Just want to confirm that.
There did seem to be a question last week, at the end of last meeting, about the power cost adjustment. That's all been cleared up. I double checked with John. The base rate will be a base rate. And then, definitely the largest portion of your bill, and there will be the PSCA, which is the power cost adjustment, which will vary with electric.
Yeah, we actually gone back and calculated what that would have been, retroactively to see what the fluctuations were, and there were, I think the largest one was about 0.2% from one month to the next, so 2 mils per kilowatt hour. So and that's typically what our clients see. I mean, we propose, and what you have is a 3-month rolling average for you, and so you're really taking out, those monthly swings by averaging it over 3 months. So you'll still see some minor fluctuations in that power cost adder, and you saw some minor swings in your current rate as well. So, but we don't think you'll see anything real significant from one month's adder to the next.
So that's just basically to take into account that some months our power cost is more than other months.
And actually, to protect you in the future, both directions. I mean, if your power cost goes up, your power cost adder will go up. If it goes down, if your power cost actually reduced, then the power cost adder will go down. It actually could become a negative.
She had a
I would
question.
like to ask a question, is that?
Go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to ask about like the residential, because I figured that Brian Blakeman, the mayor, had on the website an example of his bills and how it's pretty comparable. Pretty much what it is just figure numbers moved around, pretty much everything's the same. The rate comes out about the same when you add everything up. And he did a number of bills and it came out the same.
Yeah, actually, we did those for him. And the reason we tried to show you several months is because from 1 month, because we're using, under the new rates, we're using a rolling 3-month average to calculate the power cost adjustment. And you use a 1 month, what we call snapshot. And so as a result, you actually saw in some of those comparisons where under the new rates, it would have been a little lower than the existing rate, and other months it would have been higher. But in general, over time, over say a 12-month period, we would expect that you're going to find that to be a slight increase under the new rates as we recommended in the study. In fact, roughly $1.50 because we raised the customer charge, if you remember, from $3.50 to $1.50, and you're correct. The energy charge was intended to basically be a wash with the current rate structure. So you will see some fluctuations, but over time, it should be about a $1.50 month increase.
Okay, well, going back, what I used in the wintertime was 4,444 kilowatt hours. The difference on my bill, because I've calculated it out, comes to $6 that I would say. And I just wondered, are you going to do anything for people, residential use that has high usage on a sliding scale like you're doing for the industrial?
Actually, we're not doing anything on the industrial in the sense of a for higher usage. I mean, the rates are the same for all industrial customers, different than residential, obviously, but there's no declining,
I
rate.
thought there was
based on
something when they
age.
got to a certain kilowatt hour that they
No.
paid a lower.
Not under the proposed rates.
That's just a kilowatt tax.
No, there's no reduction in the rate as they use more power.
Well, the kilowatt tax.
It was something that was substantial.
Oh, the kilowatt hour tax, which is actually a pass-through. The kilowatt hour tax has a declining block in it, but that's in both residential as well as in the industrial. That's tied to the state's kilowatt hour tax. So it's not a rate that we designed or proposed, it's what the state of Ohio basically requires the city to pay.
Well, we have no choice because we have Columbiana utilities as far as shopping, like gas company. If we had gas, we could shop different gas companies. But we only have Columbiana, and low-income people are not eligible for any assistance because of the Columbiana utility. Because I tried getting assistance and there is no help because we're, the way it's set up. And once again, my $519.36 that I paid the 1 month, the highest month this past year, would be $513. So it really isn't saving me anything. I've been coming to these meetings trying to get the rate somehow, trying to get some help for us that are, lower income. I know they put out this brochure, the town marketplace, the Firestone Farms and whatever, and they said the median income in 3 miles and 5 miles and 10 miles is 41,000. Well, there's a whole lot of us that are very, very much below that income. And I would like to know if there's anything we can do in the winter months to help the people. Because when I went to Salvation Army and other people for help this year, because I'm on disability and retired, they said that they get a lot of people from Columbiana. And, I just want to know if there's anything you can do to help the people with high electric usage in the wintertime.
Well, I think there are, for low-income people, there are assistance programs. I know I have other clients, municipal clients, who have customers who qualify for assistance for the low-income customers who qualify.
Whatever it is, I'm not eligible for it, I just miss it, so.
You may want to check into that. Again, I know of other clients where they do all, they do it.
Yeah, in her particular case, we did look into it for, some people are eligible for it in the city and some else. But because of the income.
Yeah. As far as the rate, though, we don't design rates specifically for low-income people. That's just not a cost of service component. So the rates are reflective of the cost of providing service. If someone qualifies because they're low income for some sort of other assistance, then they would have to apply for that. They qualify, they would get it. So,
Well, I know the other electric companies that people choose from in other areas have lower rates. I know how Edison used to have that. They still have it for people, but they discontinued the service where from the end of October for the 6 months, the rate comes out at like 6 cents a kilowatt hour when you average it all out just for those months, but they don't offer that anymore. But there's a lot of people that are on that.
yeah, you're correct. They don't offer it anymore, and the reason they don't is because it's not reflective of their cost of service. So again, it's not reflective of the cost of service here as well. So.
But they're still giving it to a lot of their.
Only to customers who are on it as of a certain
Right,
date.
they're grandfathered in, right. Right, but once again, other people in other communities have a choice, but electric companies, we have no choice. We're locked into whatever you say. So I'm just at your mercy, do whatever you feel to do. I'm representing for other people.
Didn't we go over rates and ours weren't much, and I think we were higher than some of the other ones that we checked around.
We were lower.
Actually, you're lower than ours. Voluntary, that's correct.
You say no.
Not the ones that I checked on.
We have the figures and it does reflect lower rates.
I don't know where I'm.
Well, you know what, I mean, if she tells you who she checked on, I'm sure we have to almost check on somebody the same area. And where did you check that it's so much lower?
Well, I don't know if it's so much lower, but it's definitely lower. You have a choice. With the
So
other
really, it's
electric
the
companies.
choice, is it more the choice? I mean, are you just upset that you don't get a choice in the matter?
Well, I'm just saying, when Columbiana went to being self-funded or whatever for their electricity, it was to benefit the community, the electric customers. That's why they did it, to save money for the residents. And that was turned into a business to cover the budget, it seems. And, I mean, I guess that people used to get a free month of electricity. Now it's just, straight across the board, whether you use 4,000 something. Most people just use 1,000 kilowatt hours a month or whatever, and it's not that big of it's not that much. But when you get into the wintertime and you're doing 4,000 something, it's very expensive.
Did we ever weren't we gonna go into your home and check and make sure that things were up to par?
Right, and I am going to have them do that at some
Okay, I didn't know if
point.
they'd done it.
No, because when the electricity went out for 2.5 hours and it was like 2 or 5 degrees below zero, I only lost like 4 degrees. So it's not the way my house is, is insulated or anything, and I'm not the only person. There's 3 other people that aren't here tonight that, have the really high bills too. So I don't know that it's something in my house that is possible, and I am going to have that checked out.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I mean, when you say it's like a business,
No, you guys, you're running the electricity. I was told by Lance months ago when I talked to him that and I asked him about the reduction in the rate or whatever, and he said that they need the electric money to meet the budget, so.
Probably you have to cover your costs or you're not gonna have a fund that's
If we lowered your bill, ma'am, we have to raise somebody else's to pay for it.
Well, I don't necessarily, Ohio Edison doesn't do that. They give all their
Sure they
electric.
do.
Absolutely.
They actually bill it right back to them and actually the same people too, right, Joe?
That's correct. The program you're referring to, the electric heat rate program that Ohio Edison still grandfathers some customers on, there's a rider in the rates of Ohio Edison to recover the differential in revenue that they lose from that lower rate. They get spread over all of the customers in the system, so including the customers who are getting the discount. So they in fact do recover every dollar that they discount, they recover it back through all their customers.
Okay, and one other question, is that 0.975 cents kilowatt hour that's the beginning of the rate? And you're paying 6 cents for it, where's that money going? You're paying 6 cents for it, and you're charging the customers 9.75.
The city's paying more than 6 cents for it, okay?
Pardon me?
The city, if you're planning, the city pays 6 cents, they pay more than 6 cents per kilowatt hour for the power. In fact, when you take into account losses, they pay well in excess of 6 cents. But that differential goes to pay for operation and maintenance of the electric system.
But isn't that what the 0.975 cents per kilowatt hour is, plus the other two charges that are added on, that the two I'm talking about?
Yeah, well, the customer charge, the 9.75,
Mhm.
basically are to cover the power supply cost as well as the cost of operating the electric system.
Okay, and then what's the PC?
The PSCA will cover the differential in power cost. So as the city's power cost goes up and down, that power supply cost will go up and down, to reflect only the increase or decrease.
And then what's the follow, and then the fee scale underneath, what's that?
The kilowatt hour tax?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, the declining block, that's imposed by the state of Ohio. They basically require the city to pay kilowatt hour tax on every kilowatt hour they deliver to customers. And that structure is right out of the state law, so it's not something we designed, that's what the state imposes on us.
Okay, well, I see, I know that you did your study. All I can say is all I did was see numbers moved around and it's exactly the same. So I didn't really say.
And that's pretty much what we intended, was it
Right.
came out the same, plus the $1.50 increase in customer charge. That was actually the intent of the rate, so.
Didn't we want to make sure we were charging enough?
Yes.
So it wasn't to try to lower rates. I mean, if we were charging too much, it was gonna lower, but it was to make sure we were charging enough. And then you talked about the free month. Wasn't it because there was just excess money by the end of December, maybe kind of charging too much that you get a free month? way
All
that
you have to
way?
do is charge too much money the other 11 months, and then you give a free month on 12 months. For the whole year, it really doesn't make any difference.
If I might elaborate on that, I was the mayor at the time, Manager Worthington was doing so. And soon after we did that, for a couple of years, we decided to build the north substation. And the money we gave away sure would have looked good towards building that north substation. It was most likely a mistake that we did, because we would run our reserves down to close to nothing, then build them back up.
Anybody else? We have our electric superintendent here, would he like to say anything tonight? No? We have our former,
Wonderful job.
we have our former electric superintendent here, would he like to say anything?
First time he's ever been quiet in his life.
Nothing, Joe. Any other questions from anybody else? Okay, we'll have a vote.
Yeah, I got something to say.
Okay,
She said she was out 2 hours at one time. I'm with Ohio, and I worked for Ohio for 30 years. And we were out 7 hours, 7 days. And when we worked for the city, we had everybody on 20 hours. I had to beg them to come put us back on. So you get terrific service from Columbiana.
I thought you
The
had
difference
something to
is
say.
0 weather.
Anybody else? Okay, this will be on our agenda, you can stay for the vote if you like.
We'll stay for the vote, but we may choose to leave after that.
Okay. Okay, next, Mike Burns from, oh, I missed my public hearing by 10 minutes, holy smokes. Did we get fined for that, chief?
Not from my office. It's a simple matter.
We're supposed to have a public hearing on the proposed tax budget. Mike or Lance, do you want to?
Turn it over to Mike real quick, Aaron.
This is just something that is required every year by the county auditor. And basically, it's a summary of each fund, although we do break out the general fund a little bit more than the other funds. But it's, if you look at it, the first 2 columns are actual numbers. the 2014. The first two columns, 2012, 2013, are your actual numbers. 2014 is the budget for 2014, and then 2015 is just an estimate. And it's pretty much a summary. The county auditor uses it as a starting point. In 2015, at the end of the year, I have to certify the balances at the end of the year. And then they use what's on here as for the revenue side as what is called the estimated certificate of revenue is what they use. And that's like our starting point for the year. The only really thing, I mean, we kept the expenses at a very minimal increase of overall at a 1.6% increase. I think that's really reasonable. And the only other thing is, once again, as far as with the water plant, that is still up in the air at this point. What I had to do was I just put in there in the budget what we know that we were ready to approve for, the 10 million in loans and 4 million in grant. And then the same side on the expense side, I put the same amount of money in there. Although I did put some extra money in there in case we do get the ball rolling in 2015 with the water plant. So that there will be some extra money set aside for startup costs. Other than that, it's something that we do every year. It's pretty much a summary. It has to be to the county auditor by July 20th.
Basically, what this is, Mike, is so the county knows if some entity's gonna go broke during the year, they don't have enough money to cover.
Right. I mean, you really want to be close to what you think it's going to be. My crystal ball. I mean, if I did this as good as I think what's going to happen next year, I would know the lottery numbers also. But it's just it's an estimate, and it's you try to be as accurate as you can. But things change and things happen throughout.
Any questions from anybody? Okay, now we'll move on to Mike Burns from Robert W. Baird and Company. Refinancing State Route 714 sewer project notes.
Well, good evening. Thank you, council, for allowing me to join the meeting. I appreciate it. I know you have a full schedule ahead of us, so I'll try to make this kind of quick, but I'm here to answer any questions you may have. This, in my opinion, is actually very good news for the city. It's a good opportunity. Really no downside. Again, with this, essentially, my name is Mike Burns. I'm with Baird. We're an investment banking firm headquartered out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and I work with several municipalities and school districts throughout the state of Ohio, including one of your neighbors down south here, the city of Dover. I'm working with them right now on a similar type of refinancing. So I have a lot of experience working with cities, and what I've done is, since I was up in this area, I've reached out to Mike about 2 months ago, give or take, and brought to Mike's attention that we had this bond outstanding, the special assessment bond. It's the 2005 bonds, and it's for the 14-7 sewer special assessments that were done back in 2005. When I looked at the numbers, just like your home mortgage, I imagine everyone out here, if you own a home, a couple of years ago, if not multiple times since then, you probably refinanced your home, right? You refinanced because the interest rate when you bought the home was a lot higher than it is today. That's essentially what we're doing here. You had bonds that were issued back in 2005. At the time you issued those bonds, you did a great job issuing those bonds. You got very favorable rates at the time. But back then, interest rates were a lot higher. Now rates have dropped to near all-time low. And you have a call option coming up. We're able to exercise and pay off those bonds here in the next year or so. So from talking to Mike, I sat down with Mike, and we spent maybe about 45 minutes. I went over the credit strengths of the city, discussed the fund balance, expressed to Mike how well the city's been doing managing its funds, that healthy fund balance. Yeah, I brought the opportunity to list 2005 bond. He said, well, that's a special assessment bond. And you may recall that bond was issued for Route 14 and State Route 7. And a couple of years ago, you had a couple of issues with that bond issue, where the people who were supposed to pay that payment, for whatever reason, didn't make payments on the bonds. And because the city has the general obligation to full faith and credit supporting those bonds, the city had to step up and make that payment on behalf of the person who should have. So when I learned that from Mike, a light bulb kind of went off, and I said, well, this might be a great opportunity. One, it just makes sense to refinance the bonds because interest rates have dropped so much. But two, I came up with this unique idea where what we could do is front load the savings. And I'll show that here in a couple of slides, and deposit it into a bond retirement account. And what that's going to do to the city is that money's going to be available just in case over the next 10 years these special assessments, the people are supposed to pay special assessments, is unable. Instead of coming out of your general fund, you can have this bond retirement account first. It's not going to make the whole payment, it's not going to pay off the bonds, but it's going to help a little bit. And I think, I don't want to speak for Mike, but I think we thought that was kind of a creative idea. So let's talk, quickly. I'll try to make this quick. We're talking about the 2005 bonds on slide number 1. Looks like this. At the bottom, you'll see just an outline of bonds. You can see that the structure of the bond issue is, or the security of the bond issue is general obligation. Repayment source is coming from special assessments. The final maturity is 2025. And notice what your average interest rate is, 4.45. If you go to the next slide, I won't go into a whole lot of detail on this slide, but essentially there's two ways you can issue bonds. There's a couple ways, but two main ways you can issue bonds. One is do it like you used to do, and that's a traditional underwriting. You sell the bonds. I would sell the bonds as your underwriter to banks, pension funds, insurance companies, the universe of buyers. Historically, that's been the best way to sell bonds. But with interest rates being so low and banks being being very hungry, I've found from experience that direct placements are a better way to go because it's going to save your city time on doing an official statement, which takes a lot of time with dealing with the rating and the risk of the rating maybe not coming back to the level you want it to be. And also takes away some of the interest rate risk because you're not waiting 60 days to sell the bonds. With a direct placement, we can avoid all that. We can sell the bonds the day after city council approves moving forward the bond legislation, and it eliminates a lot of those risks. So we can turn this around in about 30 days without a lot of work by the city. And you can see the top line there, potential total cash savings over the remaining term of the bonds. You're going to save about $192,000 on the direct placement. And again, that's a significant amount of savings. And you're probably aware of GFOA, Government Finance Officers Association. They came out with a rule of thumb, and that is anything over 3% savings is worth the city, 3 to 4% savings is worth the city moving forward with the funds. So you can see the fourth line down here, your savings is almost 6%, so it's almost double what the GFOA rule of thumb is. So it's a nice refunding opportunity with significant cash savings. This structure, how I present it now, is assuming we keep everything the same, meaning the final maturity stays the same. There's no lengthening the maturity or shortening the maturity, it's going to stay the same. So it's pretty clean, pretty vanilla structure. The one thing I'm proposing doing is on top of refinancing the bonds, if you look at page 3, that comparison here, I mentioned before we can fund a bond retirement account. And again, this is just almost like a reserve or a basket of money that you can tap just in case of special assessments. So, for example, you can see on the right-hand side the direct placement of bonds. You have the prior debt service, that's what you're paying now, currently on the bonds. You have the refunding debt service, that's my anticipation of what the debt service will look like. Bonds are not sold yet, so I can't guarantee this interest rate. Again, I won't know this interest rate until after the city passes legislation and we get bids from all the banks. But I'm anticipating that type of debt service. So let's say, for example, in 2015, you don't collect $145,000, you only collect $135,000, so you're $10,000 short. Historically, Mike would have to go and have a general fund for $10,000 out of the general fund to pay the debt service on the bonds, to be liable for that. With this new structure, we would have due at the end of the term of the bonds in 2025, we take that $192,000 and reduce their final payment by $192,000. So it's never really your money. It's going to be a separate account, the bond retirement account, and it's being used to pay bond debt service purely. So best case scenario, you collect all the special assessments, you just pay down the bonds in the last, in 2025. So kind of in summary here, you're saving a lot of money because you're refinancing, you're saving almost $200,000, and you're setting up kind of a safety net just in case something goes wrong. Any questions? I kind of went over that kind of quickly before I kind of move on to kind of what the next steps would be if you decide to move forward, of course. Well, in terms of next steps, and again, I'm here to answer your questions if you have any, but next steps is page 4, and I won't read all these to you, but essentially, it's up to the city to decide, is this something you want to do or not? You don't have to do this, you can keep the bonds outstanding as is and keep going on. I think it's a nice refunding opportunity to save some money for the city and for the people paying the special assessments. If you decide to move forward with it, the city will need to pass legislation, and then I would ask you to hopefully work with me and engage me and my company, Robert W. Baird, to help you market the bonds and sell the bonds. And you can see, one thing that's kind of unique about me is I'm not a bank. So what I do is I can make banks kind of compete against each other. And you can see on the next page, on page 5, this is just an example of what I did for the city of Miamisburg earlier this year. I've actually done about 8 of these so far this year. This is just a good example of one. I developed a term sheet, and I sent that term sheet out to 20 plus banks. And you can see out of 20-some banks, 11 banks responded with very favorable financing terms. And this is a similar term that your bonds would be. Your bonds about 11 and a half years. But you can see the spread difference, and that's kind of the key. You know, if you call 1 or 2 banks, you might get lucky and pick the low bidder. But what I do is try to broaden the universe a little bit. I take into account all the local banks. I know that's very important. So I call all the local banks, the regional banks, and the national banks. And then I let the city make the decision on which bank they choose to use.
First question I have, what are you getting out of this? What's your charge?
Yes, and that's a great question. I get paid a fee, and my fee's paid at closing. And typically my fee's 1% of the par, not the bonds. So I only get paid if the bonds close. And then when I do get paid, my fees along with bond counsel and all the other fees associated with doing bonds are paid out of bond proceeds. So there's no money out of your pocket.
So it would be like $30,000.
Yes, about that.
So the first year we go on the whole.
No, it's out of bond proceeds. And the savings I have in here are including the fees.
Including the fee?
Yes, this is net savings after all fees. So you have my fees, you have bond counsel fees. And if you think about, 30,000 sounds like a lot maybe to some, but if you think about the interest savings on $3 million over 11 and a half years, that's only a couple basis points of interest savings. So if I can save you a couple basis points, I'm more than making myself in terms of bonds. And it's pretty common fee for most people like myself. So that's a great question. It is. Nothing's ever solid, but it's what I would ask for. It is a lot of work and time, so I think it's a fair use.
What do you think of this plan, Mike?
I think anytime you can save some money, it's a good deal. I mean,
We've always used Squire Sanders and them seem good.
well, we would be bond counsel with them, but, yeah.
Still.
Yeah, that's who we use for bond counsel. But I mean, like you said, 30,000 sounds like a lot, but when you can save potentially $200,000,
Understand.
that's really not that bad. I mean, if we do nothing, we're just gonna keep paying those bonds for the next 12 years at 4.5% rather than paying 2.4. I believe it's a good deal.
Makes sense to me, but I don't know what the rest of it.
And just to clarify, I'm sorry, bond counsel isn't legal counsel, so they're going to develop all the documents, and I've worked with them numerous times. I'm on the other side of the finance side that does the financing.
So we still work through that.
So, something that should be pursued.
The, page 3, you show the traditional underwriting, the direct placement. In a traditional underwriting shows a savings of $13,000 more than direct placement. So what is the advantage of going to direct placement out of the traditional services route?
That's a great question. I'm okay with doing either option. I can do either one. And I express that in my plans as well. The advantages of doing a direct placement is it saves the city a lot of time. Because when you do a traditional underwriting, you gotta do an official statement, and it literally is several hundred pages long. It's a lot of work by the city. Once you get that complete, you go through the rating agencies such as Moody's, and you're currently not rated. So I'm anticipating from all my analysis I did before I met with my plans, that you'd be rated AA3, which is a very strong rating, and that's a very good rating, especially for a city this size. That's something to be very proud of. But the numbers I have in here is AA3. We could go to a rating agency and they could look at it and say, yeah, you look like you could be AA3, but you're pretty small compared to some of the other AA3 cities. I'm gonna make it the A1. As soon as they do that, that's what we call bond rating risk. And if your rating is downgraded to A1, your interest rate will go up. So this savings of $13,000 could go away very quickly if the rating doesn't come out as we anticipated. The third reason why we would want to do direct placement is we can turn it around in about 30 days, so you limit and price the bonds within about 15 days. And what that does is eliminate interest rate risk. And we all know interest rates are very low. I feel like a boy that cried wolf once too many times, so I always say rates are gonna go up, but eventually they will. So it's one of those things where you have interest rate risk. You want to price in 20 days, you want to price in 45 to 60 days, and take that risk.
So essentially, the banks that you would be selling the bonds to the ones who are assessing our creditworthiness as opposed to the rating.
Exactly. Very good. Exactly. That's what it is. And banks will think you're strong enough. Banks, unless you're weak, they're going to give you a very nice interest rate. Or a rating agency looks at it a little more, in my opinion. So, but it's just going to save you time. So your question to the council is it worth all the time and the risk of bond rating risk and interest rates going up to save an additional $13,000? And again, that's just an estimate. Either we price bonds today, it's just an estimate. So you keep it. So, great question. Good job.
Lance, you big boy.
Because it's not my sweet spot at all. So that's why I rely on Mike here.
You like it though?
Yeah, well, I mean, I told him about, I refinanced our home probably 4 times during that. Other people that did receive fees, but my wife really had a lot of expenses. Done it multiple times.
Very simple.
Dick? Mary?
We can save money, that's why we're here.
Ted, Dan?
Same.
Would your wish be to have them draw up legislation?
Next step would be to contact Squire Saunders. Up there.
I would deal with the person you deal with. I work with them all, and I've actually already contacted them about this idea of on the current account because it's unique. I just kind of had this brainstorm driving home and seeing how you guys are heard about the problem. And I kind of came up with the idea, I call it Squires, and I think we're about 90% sure we're on board. Yeah, we'll make sure.
We would have to have legislation.
Yes, and normally the Squire Saunders prepares the
They
legislation.
prepare the legislation.
They do the bond work stuff.
By the way-
Next step would be for Lance to contact Mike and he would advise on the advisability
Okay.
and appropriateness of this proposition.
Do you need a motion to ask for that legislation?
From Squire
The motion would be for Lance to contact Squire Saunders to.
By the way, just for
To make
me,
it-
that person you said did pay out their bill that we used.
I heard, that's great news. Yeah, it's very good.
Okay,
It's
just
a nice
some,
feature under those circumstances.
someone want to make a motion to,
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any more discussion? Deanna?
Okay,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Callender?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes?
Becker?
Yes.
By the way, Mr. Burns, that was a short presentation that I could understand. I like that.
Good.
Some
Sometimes I have a
things-
tendency to talk too much.
Some things are so long that you get lost in the proceedings.
Thank you so much.
The original presentation to me, Lance, was about 20 pages. I said, you need to cut it down to about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I like this. This was good. Is there anybody else in the audience who would like to speak tonight? Okay, we'll go on to the manager's report.
Okay, I spoke to Tad Harold from the county this week about the enterprise zone. And after looking at all the parameters for the distress zone, we were not able to meet that. I didn't feel we were able to meet that, so we were just gonna go with the standard enterprise zone that I would propose to you. And really all that would do is prevent other agent or other entities from Ohio moving to Columbiana and getting that tax abatement qualifying for that. Now, they may be able to send a letter to the Ohio Development Department and get a waiver of that. Since we're not a distress zone, we will not be able to use it for other businesses that come in from Ohio.
That's good news and bad news. It's good we're not distressed.
Right, right. But out of state, it'll work, and also all the industry that's already in the community, they will be able to take advantage of that.
And it won't actually prevent anybody from moving here, just they won't get the advantage of the tax.
Correct. I did send a notification or a letter out to both school boards telling them that we're looking to do that. And also, it's on the agenda tonight as an emergency, so we can get the process moving. And then what that would be doing is authorizing me to fill out the petition to the county, or help the county fill it out, and then we'll try to get it done as fast as possible. Let's see here. I've got Arcadis coming on August 19th to give us an update on the project. I met with them the last couple of days, several times, and I've been speaking with the USDA. I think they'll have an answer for us in a timeline by August 19th. I had a meeting with ODOT officials regarding the 714 project that we just received the grant. As you've all probably seen in the paper, total $1.7 million in grants to $2.5 million project. So we're pretty excited about that. July 28th, the ODOT officials will be meeting with us to kind of go over the timeframe and what our goals are going to be. Moving on to the electric department, they actually worked alongside the Ohio Edison subcontractors that were out here on 14, temporarily stopping traffic. We were standing by for safety precautions during most of the, most of last week after hours. And we're continuing to build West Park Avenue line. It's just some routine maintenance, I guess. Coming up, August 4th, we're going to be doing town cleanup again. And we're, just like last year, we're asking everybody to take their things to the park from the 4th through that Thursday there. And for those of people that can't get to the park, they can, as long as they put their stuff out by August 3rd, the night of August 3rd, that's the Sunday, they won't be affected by the zones. Now, we're picking up, the actual schedule is on the internet right now, but we will be picking up in zones, and we're gonna stick to that, just like we did last year. So, but anybody that calls up and asks a question, we'll just generally say, if you have it out by August 3rd, we'll cover it, and you won't have to know what zone we're doing. wastewater department, we had some problems on at Creek Road lift stations pumps. We do have backup pumps there. There are 3 pumps in that lift station at all times. We had to send a couple out. Actually, it's kind of scary. They've been in operation for 10 years. It just seems like 5 years ago. It's been 10 years. And those pumps are $32,000 a piece. There's 3 of them. We were able to basically rebuild 2 of them for about $19,000 and keep online the whole time. We had a couple problems on at Southern Avenue lift station with the pumps, but I think they've got all that taken care of too. We sent some out and did some more for us. That being pull out pump. Water department replaced a couple hydrants. We've also worked on the landscaping that we did the digs over the course of the winter. And Matt's been helping me provide more information to our arcades for provide to the USDA. And the park crew, Terry actually wanted to thank the electricians for going out. We finally got our Mirror Lake now has a fountain that they wired up for us. So that was nice. And Terry reported that they held their last home swim meets. Also, update on the golf course up north. They started to mow it this week, and hopefully, I know they've got a lot of work to do out there. They did start mowing it. Bob's been in contact with the people, and I hope they complete it this week. Well, a little bit about the police department. We've got a really nice letter complimenting Officer Bailey for his aptitude and conduct in a recent event. We always appreciate such feedback. It makes us all proud to get such letters and feedback. So thanks. Fireworks are great, by the way. Wonderful. And thanks again to the safety forces, fire and EMS. Well events, and thanks to the chamber too. Okay, that's all I have for that. You have your mayor's court report and your police department report. And really, I've already filled you in on the enterprise zone, but if you have any questions about that, it will be a nice tool that we can use if people call in. We are having a pretty large business attraction meeting this week, trying to attract some business that we've been working on for the last couple of months. And hopefully that all comes out. It would be nice to be able to tell them that we're getting out the enterprise work. Completing the vision. That's what we're trying to deal with. That's all I have.
Last week, it'd be worthwhile for us to apply for a variance on that enterprise zone deal, or take chances are we have.
Actually, Tad talked to them directly. It didn't sound good for us. But that being said, if there's a particular business that wants to come in, they can exercise their right to basically ask for variation. Get a special order to honor that.
This enterprise zone, say the person commits to hiring X amount of new employees, 10, 12, and it doesn't happen.
They will be reviewed every year, and that's by the county and the state, and they will revoke it. I know some programs, maybe 30 years ago were, pretty loose. This was pretty tight, 12. And a lot of those funding agencies where we apply for grants. I think that's what they do with audits, yearly audits. They're pretty tough audits.
Okay, that's all I got. Okay, you have a copy of the bill list of through 7-1 and through 7-15. Any questions on the bill list? If not, we will go into open new business. We have a number of ordinances and some resolutions. Can I have a motion to read them by title only?
So moved. Seconded.
Discussion? Dean?
McBain?
Yes.
Schoniger?
Yes.
Callender?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
Ordinance number 14-0-2773, an ordinance amending section 1048.01 of chapter 1048, electricity of the codified ordinances of Columbiana, Ohio, repealing section 1048.02 thereof and renumbering the sections of said chapter 1048. Do I have a motion on this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on this. Dan?
Schoniger?
Yes.
Callender?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Under new business, I need a motion to concur with the manager's appointment of a new member to the Park, Recreation, and Cemetery Board vacant seat, unexpired term ending December 31st, 2014, and that is Greg Gustafson. Do I have a motion on this?
So moved. Second.
Discussion on Greg?
I was somewhat disappointed we didn't get more people to have interest in that, but at the same time, I don't think we can come up with a better person than Greg Gustafson, so I think it's a good deal.
All worked out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very nice talking to you. I know you definitely showing us passion for the city and work, so very nice.
Dan?
Callender?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Schoniger?
Yes. Next, a motion to approve the tax budget for 2015. Do I have a motion on that?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on that? Dan?
Simpson?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Schoniger?
Yes.
Callender?
Yes.
The next three resolutions and one ordinance need to be passed as an emergency. Could I have a motion to suspend the normal 2 readings to pass them as such?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Dan?
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Schoniger?
Yes.
Callender?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Resolution number 14-R-462, an emergency resolution declaring it necessary to renew an existing tax levy in excess of the 10 mil limitation pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code, section 5705.19. Could I have a motion on this?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Dan?
Souter?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Schoniger?
Yes.
Callender?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Resolution number 14-R-463, an emergency resolution authorizing the city manager to file an application with the DARE Grants Office of the Attorney General's Office for funding assistance of the DARE program. Have a motion on this?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Dan?
McBain?
Yes.
Schoniger?
Yes. resolution number 14-R-464, an emergency resolution accepting monies from the Columbiana County Board of Commissioners to be used exclusively for wages and related benefits to permit the City of Columbiana Police Department to assign an officer to the Columbiana County Drug Task Force. Do we have a motion on this?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on this? Chief, do you have anything to say on this?
This is a continuation of the program we started last year. This is for an existing part-time officer to continue in that role and for us to be reimbursed in the amount of $10,000 for the part-time salary of that officer that acts as an agent.
It's working out good.
He works out there basically half-time, 20 hours a week, and then the other half he still works here with us. That's been, well, we did that last year. He's been here a year as of April. This is basically to give them the approval that we're going to continue doing that, allows them to write us the check for $10,000.
Is that program having a positive impact on the community?
It's been having a positive impact on the county as a whole and this community as well, because as we know, these things don't adhere to jurisdictional lines. Obviously, that'd be, wouldn't be prudent to comment on any existing local investigations.
Okay, Deanne?
Schwanker?
Yes.
Callender?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Ordinance number 14-0-2774, an emergency ordinance authorizing the establishment of an enterprise zone within the City of Columbiana. Do a motion on this?
So moved.
Second.
You sound positive on that.
I am.
Okay. Any discussion?
Question. Does this ordinance merely authorize the city to establish an enterprise zone if an industry or asked to participate in one? It doesn't necessarily establish a zone at this time. It just authorizes you to establish one if the moment occurs.
This is.
Now, this will establish the town as an enterprise.
The whole town, this establishes the whole town as an enterprise
But
zone?
each organization that wishes to take advantage of it has to come and apply for it. So it's not an automatic enterprise zone for everybody that wants to use it. It's only, it's a per
So
situation.
you're just saying that the city will consider anybody who is interested in participating in an enterprise zone program,
If they meet qualifications.
if they meet the qualifications? Okay, and does this cover both counties, both Columbiana and Mahoney County?
This is Columbiana at this point.
This is city. The city of Columbiana is in both counties. I
It's
think the
Columbiana at this
legislation
point.
needs to be amended.
Well, no, it is, the legislation states that it's just the portion of the city of Columbiana that is in Columbiana County at this time.
It says that in
Yes.
the ordinance?
Anyone else? Deanne?
Callender?
Yes.
Simpson?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Schwanker?
Yes. I like your enthusiasm, Dick.
I want to see business in this state coming from
Resolution number 14-R-465, the first reading. A resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Southeastern Equipment Company Incorporated for the purchase of a CX-55B compact excavator for the street and water departments of the city of Columbiana. Have a motion on this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion on this?
Like, how, is this in the funding, I assume, for the,
It was put away for, we had money in the budget. We had a managers meeting and two superintendents from the street and water department said, you know, I had money in the budget for a tack truck for the street department, and I had money in the budget for a pickup truck for the water department. And those totaled about $65,000. And so they said, what we really would like is another mini excavator rather than the truck and the truck, although Jesse still wants a tractor. But the money was set in the budget for other items. That's the money that will be used to pay for the excavator. Now, the excavator is over $50,000, and that's why we're doing legislation. However, we do not have to put it out for bid because it is under a state contract. Yeah, it's definitely under a state contract. I checked on it today. You know, I can pull it up for anybody. But that's the reason we're doing that is because it's over the $50,000. But we also had money in those departments to be used for other things, but now we're used for the
Okay, so if they come back and ask for a truck,
It's gonna be too bad.
yeah, say no.
The tax rate is definitely gonna be a very, very late model.
By Marvin.
No, is this something that's gonna be shared between the two departments?
Yeah, we do have one already, and that is the problem, that they're just getting busier, more busy, and they're having to share too much, and it's just become just
So who gets to do it and who gets to do?
they're gonna arm wrestle.
That's not my
Well,
fault.
it's conceivable at any one day when the department might be using both of them.
Yeah,
So,
they're very,
Maybe they're pretty cool.
Do we have a trailer to give that acquisition to?
they have lined up a trailer for one.
They were gonna purchase a trailer too, which actually was in the price. It was in the price of the, I believe it's,